Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. This week, my husband and I are going to be pretty busy. We are leaving for Toronto on Friday, so this week we are going to be preparing for that trip, and I also work all week, so it's just all of the normal things that you already have to do anyway. I just ran downstairs to pick up a package that had actually been sitting here the whole time we've been back. It's a birthday present from my really good friend. Coincidentally, it's the same friend that sent us a package a few videos ago. I'm gonna open this.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Are you singing Hamilton?
Yeah.
I'm wearing Dear Evan Hansen. You can't do that. That's like not allowed.
Dear Sasha.
Say my last name. No, I have to take that out.
Oh.
It says that I make the world a better place.
It's true.
Jordan's over there. That's why I'm looking that direction. Sometimes you forget that you're awesome, so this is your reminder. It's a little like bangle where it's hidden. It says, hey, don't forget you're awesome whenever. Awesome whenever. Bath bombs, a metal reusable straw, and the cleaner. A little cupcake. Do you think it's socks? It
oh
is
my god,
socks.
they are!
Zach is really awesome. Zach, if you ever watch this, I love you.
Me too.
This says, not a day over fabulous. It's a little compact. Sending you a big hug. Sometimes you forget that you're awesome, so this is your reminder. That's really cute. I would actually, yeah, this would be really, really great at work. I'm not trying to say that like my work doesn't make me feel good. Just sometimes work doesn't make me feel good. Thank you, Zach, I love you. These are the socks, by the way. Boop. Luna, is your tongue out? Yeah, it is. Boop. Boop. Oh, there it's gone. Good morning. It is Wednesday, so that means that I work in person today. Jordan's gonna do laundry while I'm at work today. So I gathered everything that we need so that we can hopefully start packing. Last night we did the ArriveCan Paperwork stuff, so we had to put in our flights and our hotels and passports, you know, all the things that we need to do in order to be admitted into the country. So it was a little stressful, but I'm glad that we got it done. Good morning. I didn't really film much yesterday. It was a very, very busy day. I had work, we started packing, I had my hair appointment, so I got my hair cut. I didn't do it today, so reserve judgment for a little bit longer, but I think it's pretty good. Just went a little bit shorter and put more layers in it. So also, last night, we tried to check in for our flight and we weren't allowed to. It's like WestJet, but operated by Delta. Maybe it's Delta operated by WestJet, I'm not really sure. But basically it wouldn't let us check in because it said that there are like fees owing for our account or something. It was like really weird phrasing, I thought, like grammatically it was just kind of odd. So now we have to give ourselves extra time at the airport. So I'm feeling a little stressed. So yeah, so it's gonna be a pretty busy day. We have a lot to do. So for this flight, we are only allowed a carry-on each and a personal item each. At least we don't have to worry about the weight like that one time. This is one of our carry-on suitcases. We actually don't have anything packed in this pocket. This pocket has my curling iron. I'm also bringing this like heat-resistant mat that came with my hair straightener. I have my wet brush as well as a regular hairbrush. I have a lint roller, and then because it's expected to rain for multiple days of our trip, we also have umbrellas that are just in plastic bags. That way, when they're wet, we're able to just like set them in a bag and we don't have to worry about them getting our bags wet. So much cat hair. No. I hope you guys all just saw that. And then inside of our luggage, we have these little compartments. We do have a dirty clothes bag in here, the wrist braces that I am still sleeping in because of my wrist pain. We also have water resistant pouches that we put our phones in on more tropical trips. We're not sure if we would really need those, but we are going to the beach and we are going to Niagara Falls, so we thought we would bring them just in case. And then we've got a whole bunch of liquids in here. Jordan will just use the shampoo and conditioner, and we'll both just use the body wash that's at the hotel, but we have all of the other liquids It looks like sunscreen, facial sunscreen, liquid makeup, perfume and cologne, contact solution, things like that. In the main compartment, I have my Dyson Airwrap. I'm just bringing the components of it that I use. So obviously like the main piece with the motor, blow dryer, 2 curling barrels. I use the larger ones usually, and the brush to kind of smooth down any frizz that I might get. I think I also have some like hair ties, bobby pins, things like that. Oh, and a hair clip, like a claw clip. In here we've got socks, underwear. Is that it? Just socks and underwear? Socks, underwear, bras. I'm just bringing a black one that is convertible. I'll be wearing a nude one that's convertible, and then I also brought a nude strapless bra just in case I decide that I actually care about my bra straps showing, since I don't, it's just too much work. And then some feminine hygiene products just in case. Thank you. I did not talk to you. In this pocket, we've got the clothes that I talked about earlier. So 4 dresses, 2 tank tops, shorts, jeans, Jordan's pajamas are in here, my pajamas are in here, as well as pajama sweaters. I'm always freezing in people's homes and at hotels and stuff, so I felt like it made sense to err on the side of caution and bring like leggings and sweaters and things like that to sleep in, because I can always take things off, but sometimes you're limited with how much more you can put on. So yeah, so that's one carry-on. And then we've got our other carry-on. We clearly don't pack our luggage like this is his and this is mine. We just kind of intermix it because I do tend to have more things than him, and he graciously allows me to be in his space. And so we just organize in whatever way makes sense. We don't have like his and hers. So in this luggage, this is my makeup, like everything that's not liquid. So I think in here, it's like Jordan has a whole bunch of shirts, some shorts, some pants, maybe a sweater, that kind of thing. We have a little container for shoes. If you've seen my other video about the steamer, then you already know. I managed to make it fit this time. We're also bringing a little like basic backpack so that when we're walking around and stuff, Jordan can carry changes of clothes, the umbrellas, that sort of thing. Turby twist. Last but not least, I've shown this off before, things like deodorant, toothbrushes. We have another container full of liquids in here, so anything that I didn't already mention, you know, like different shower products, skincare products, and then the liquid makeups. Do you think I'll be able to get this to close by myself? Oh, I got it. So that was our carry-on items, and then we also have our personal items. This is my purse that I'm gonna be bringing. I really like this purse. It goes cross-body, so it's really easy to carry. It's not so big that it's bulky, but it's also not so small that you can't fit anything in it. So I will be bringing this. I have my wrist brace because chronic pain, my wallet, our passports. In Jordan's passport holder, we also have his vaccine card. So I also printed the QR codes and confirmation that we did the ArriveCan documents. And then unfortunately, I got vaccinated when I was using my maiden name, and now I have a married name, so my vaccine card doesn't match. And I was informed that you cannot get that replaced. So I updated my name like in the database, and then there's like a printout of all of the immunizations that I've had. So I have to bring this instead of a vaccine card. So technically, I can't actually bring this purse because I'm also bringing a backpack, and you're only allowed 1 personal item, so I'll just shove this purse into my backpack when the time comes. This is my backpack. This is my water bottle. I'm bringing my sunglasses, chewing gum, AirPods. This is full of all the chargers we're gonna need for the trip, as well as our external chargers, iPad mini, and then my iPad Air and my Apple Pencil. I also always bring my ring box. This is either from my engagement ring or my wedding ring, I'm not sure, but I always bring this and I store my rings in it when I'm not wearing it. So if I'm sleeping or showering, in normal life, working out, things like that too, but for the trip it would just be like sleeping and showering. And then I do still have to sleep in my retainer every night, so I also brought that, as well as the retainer. Jordan has a backpack as well. I think his has like his AirPods, his Nintendo Switch, his own water bottle, that kind of stuff. The only thing we haven't packed yet is snacks. I feel like for an international trip, snacks are a little bit more complicated just because of immigration, and it's only an 1.5 hour flight, so I just think we're not going to bring very much. So that's what we're packing. Jordan and I just finished packing. We did a little bit of cleaning and just preparing the house to leave Luna and the cat sitter prepared. I'm ready to get into my travel clothes and get going. We're going to the airport quite early just because we want to have time to address that issue and then have dinner and not worry about anything. I hope that next time I see you, I'll be in Toronto. I guess I jinxed myself by saying that the next time we talked, I would be in Toronto. Because I'm not. Our flight was canceled. They couldn't rebook us for another 2 days. So we're back home. We'll leave in 2 days. So we'll see what happens. Good morning. So I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail about all of what happened yesterday. So like I'd mentioned, we were not able to check in online. So we went to the airport early. I think we got there like 4 hours early. Our flight was Delta, but operated by WestJet. So we had to go to the WestJet counter. He didn't really explain to us why we couldn't check in. To go to Canada, we had to prove that we're vaccinated and all of that stuff. We gave him that paperwork. It was like the ArriveCan paperwork, our vaccination paperwork, our passports, that sort of thing. And then he's like, okay, do you have any bags to check? And we're like, no. And he's like, well, let me see your carry-on. Basically, we were told that one of our carry-ons wasn't going to fit. And so we were gonna have to check it. So then we had 4 hours to kill. We walked around the entire airport and looked at every single restaurant option that we had. And we decided, okay, this is the restaurant we wanna go to. So we went there and we had dinner. And then we were just gonna go sit at our gate. So on our way to the gate, we just happened to look at the board and we were like, wow, that's a lot of canceled flights. So we're like looking at the board and I'm like, Jordan, let's see how, like, what's the ratio here? Like, what percentage of flights are canceled? So we agreed I was gonna count the canceled flights and he was gonna count the on-time flights. And it was like 26 canceled flights compared to like 42 on-time flights. Or like non-canceled flights, not even necessarily on time, they could have been delayed, but it was significantly more canceled flights compared to flights that were still happening. And then all of a sudden Jordan grabs my arm and he's like, oh no, our flight is now on that canceled list. And we hadn't even gotten the email letting us know that we were canceled yet. So I was like, okay, we need to go get in line to deal with this before everyone else realizes and gets in this line as well. It was a very, very, very long line. I think we were in that line for like at least 2 hours. And it only got worse after we got in. So eventually we got to the front of the line. Luna, do you have to do that? Yeah, that's much better. So we got to the front of the line and the lady helping us was really nice. I mean, we were nice too. Obviously, it's not her fault. She told us that the cancellation was due to weather. And later I learned that like thousands of flights were canceled, so it wasn't just us. And she told us that we could get rebooked for a flight 2 days later and that there was nothing sooner, unfortunately. Everything was either booked or didn't have 2 seats. So she rebooked us for Sunday and I asked if, because we were leaving 2 days later, could we get our return flight 2 days later as well so that our trip would still be the same length? She was able to accommodate that, which was really, really awesome. She did say that there was like some issue that she was noticing. And so she was encouraging us, like, make sure you're able to check in. And if you can't call, like, don't come to the airport, you know, make sure you call. We don't want you coming here for nothing. So that was kind of scary. And it's still scary because obviously it's still too early to check in. So I'm just hoping we're not going to face some other kind of issue. And it sucked because we didn't even get home until like 8 or 8:30. And then we still had to like follow up with like all of the things that were being affected. So we contacted our hotel and I had tried chatting with the hotel while we were in line to ask like, would it even be possible to extend our... She is so cute. You're just the cutest kitty. It's like really hard to leave her. I can't help but like go through her thought processes, like, where are my humans? Why did they leave? Are they coming back? We adopted her. She's a rescue. So like, who knows what her traumatic backstory is, you know? So initially I had chatted with the hotel and they were trying to tell us that we booked an economy rate, so we couldn't get our money back from the missed night. Thankfully, we called and we just asked if it would be possible. She came back and ultimately was like, okay, yeah, like we're able to move it. And then I also had to contact our cat sitter because she would have shown up when we were still here, and we were able to move that for no cost, you know, no issue. We had also booked an escape room that now conflicted with the new flight, so we had to call them and ask if we could move that as well. They also had a policy that said that you can't reschedule, but that lady was so nice. You know, she was like, of course we can move it. What are you gonna do? But overall, I highly recommend, you know, everyone was really flexible with us, and it looks like everything hopefully is going to work out. So it's all good. Now the only thing we really have left to do is we do need to redo the ArriveCan paperwork, and we just get this extra day back in New York. The only thing that we're gonna do today, I think, other than like continue watching the staircase, is we are gonna go to Marshall's and see if we can get a new carry-on bag. So I did look it up. Normally we fly JetBlue. JetBlue does have a larger dimension for what they allow for a carry-on bag compared to WestJet. WestJet's allowance is significantly smaller than JetBlue's, and we just didn't check because we fly so often. It's just never an issue. We just like didn't think about it. And so I think if I can go buy a new bag that we know for a fact would fit, I think I might just rather do that depending on how much that would cost us. But yeah, so that's where we are. That's what happened. That's why I'm still here, and this video is not over yet. I mean, honestly, I've heard that this summer for travel has just been awful, and we've had 2 flights already this summer that went incredibly smoothly. So it's just our turn, and it is what it is. Anyways, I will see you guys later at Marshall's, and I'll try to show you what we get, if anything. We are back from the store. We went to Marshall's. They actually had a lot of different luggage options, but a lot of them were too big for what we need. We settled on this one. It's not exactly my style, but it also could have been much worse. There were a lot of, you know, just other ones that wouldn't be my style, like bright pink palm trees, that kind of stuff. This was one of the only ones that fit the dimensions that we were looking for, and it was relatively cheap. It was like $60, which I still think is expensive, but I know that luggage is really pricey, so, and it could be worse. It's just gray with hearts. So I'm gonna check out what the inside is like, and then I'm gonna work on moving stuff from my other luggage, because this is smaller, so I don't really know if we're gonna have to cut some things out. Did it! You guys are not gonna believe it. It is 2 days later, and our flight was canceled again. I chatted with an agent, and they informed me that it actually had nothing to do with weather this time, and it was that the inbound aircraft was delayed due to excessive air traffic control stuff. Air control traffic? I don't know, something like that. Basically, the plane that we needed hadn't actually arrived yet. So we are rebooked for the next available flight, which is tomorrow. So in total, we will have been delayed by 3 days. And our hotel wasn't able to modify our booking or anything this time, so we're just losing a night stay in a hotel. So fun. I can't believe we're still here. What was a little bit extra frustrating about the cancellation today is that it is Jordan's and my anniversary. We got married last October, actually, but we had been together for 8 years before we got married, so our dating anniversary is still important to us. We're supposed to be celebrating our anniversary as well as my birthday in Toronto. Now we'll just be celebrating my birthday. Hopefully we're there by my birthday. Oh my god. This has definitely not been the way that I would choose to celebrate 9 years dating. If I had to go through this with anyone, I would definitely pick to do it with Jordan. Neither of us really felt up for doing anything today. We decided we would rather just celebrate our anniversary once we finally make it to Toronto. So we didn't really want to do much today. We just wanted to, you know, binge watch some Netflix, pick up some comfort food, that sort of thing. And so we were on our way to pick up the food and it just started pouring. It was just like pouring so badly that we had to like hide under an overhang until it lightened up and then we were able to go get food. But I guess we will see if tomorrow works out. Good morning. Jordan and I are about to go to the airport. Hopefully third time is the charm. Wish me luck. But this about wraps it up, assuming that nothing else happens. Hope you enjoyed and thank you for watching. Bye. Luna, you like being in the vlog? Oh, all right. You don't. I'll give you your privacy. I'm sorry. What did you do, Jordan?
I probably loved on Luna.
Did you notice that I straightened my hair today?
I didn't notice until you mentioned it just now, though. But now that you mention it, you look really pretty.
Oops.
I want to be on camera doing that.
So.
Oh my god, you are already
No.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you want to be. Step 4,